brain's going to explode. My brain's going to explode. There's something sinister afoot, absolutely.
Everybody, and welcome into the Slightly Biased Show here at the incredible Haymaker Studios, Haymaker Network. If you're not subscribed and you're watching on my channel, link down below. If you're watching on the Haymaker Network and you're not subscribed, I'll watch what I say to you, but just know I think it. Hit the subscribe button. Okay, we've got a lot to talk about today. For those wondering, yeah, we're a little bit behind schedule, 8 minutes late here. I was finishing my Big Arch Burger. I had Big Arch Burger and large fries. I also had a fish fillet that I needed to finish, as well as several McChickens. But thankfully, we finished it all, and it's time to get down to business, folks. If you haven't liked the stream yet, make sure you do so. Even if you're watching after the fact, it goes a long way. And if you're listening on audio platforms, leave it a 5-star review. I think we're only, and I could have been misreading the calculations here, we're only 1,000 reviews away from Joe Rogan. So we're getting pretty close to being towards the top of that list. So make sure you guys leave a 5-star review. Also, what you're going to want to leave a 5-star review on, ladies and gentlemen, is the House of Haymaker. It's an incredible show here at the Haymaker Studios. Daily rotating cast of characters. Okay, I was on the one yesterday. You know who's going to be on the one today, or tomorrow, I guess I should say. The one, the only, Mark Cuban, to talk about a wide range of topics. I was told conspiracies, UFOs. I mean, get in there. Today, Ben, KT, and Nick Harris wonder why Cowboys don't have trade fever, because they suck. Also, the Haymaker home run inning is back, and the money's even bigger. We're doubling back on that one.
Take a guess how much the duplicator is.
$101.
Nailed it.
All right. The Haymaker home run inning, if the Rangers hit a home run in the 6th inning, you get $101 if you leave a comment on that video. So that's fantastic. Tomorrow, who knows, man? If they don't hit tomorrow, 102. Give it a few centuries, and who knows how much you can bring in, because we know the Rangers aren't going to be hitting any home runs, right? I want to start here with a very important sort of, not to get serious with you guys, but a very important topic here came across my desk earlier today. Whenever somebody leaves the nest, spreads their wings and flies, it's bittersweet, because you say goodbye to them. They always have a place in your heart, but you say goodbye to them, they spread their wings and they fly and fly and fly and fly, and you're so proud of them because you've watched them build up the strength to be able to leave the nest. And now they're flapping their wings and they're soaring with the Eagles. I'm, of course, talking about Big Fish, Isaac Johnson, the center out of Hawaii, who we saw a report today has a pre-draft workout with the Atlanta Hawks, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, a round of applause in the chat, please. Our beautiful, beautiful boy / man, because I think he's as old as me, is potentially making his way to the NBA. I might shed a tear. I really might shed a tear. You want to know the funniest thing about our guy, Big Fish, Isaac Johnson, is please try to find how old he is. It's literally impossible. There is nothing on the internet that indicates how old this man is. Nothing really at all. He's been in college for about 10 years, but yet I don't know where to find his age. You could tell me anything and I would believe you. Would this be one of the better moments in the Slightly Biased lore if Isaac Johnson became like an actual NBA player? Because, it was a few months ago we started fucking around with the sheets. Then we came across this guy. I was like, what the hell is this dude? 7-foot center who shoots threes and hits him at a good clip and shoots free throws a lot and hits him at a good clip and blocks a ton of shots and rebounds a bunch and has good field numbers. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Then we watched him in the tournament. He was the best player outside of Acuff, maybe. Best player in that game. He was the only player on Hawaii with a positive plus-minus. They won the Big Fish minutes. And Hawaii should have won that game if it weren't for the crooked refs.
Dude, cut the clip right now. Let's go. Make outrageous claims, and we'll look at it in 3 years and blow up the internet.
All right. Isaac Johnson, a.k.a. Big Fish, Isaac Big Fish Johnson, will be an NBA rotation player in 2 years, and people will look back on my draft takes. Honestly, go look through Twitter. I think I'm the first person to ever discover them. They will look back on me like Oppenheimer. I might get a handful of job offers off of this, okay? So when Isaac Big Fish Johnson is in a playoff rotation in 2029, just remember what I told you about him. They don't make 7-footers that move like this anywhere. They make them in Utah, which I believe is where he's from. And then he went to Hawaii. And here's the thing, guys. I had no clue what this man looked like forever. It's also kind of hard to find any videos on him. So, okay, guys, remember this. When Isaac Big Fish Johnson is competing for second-team All-NBA, you remember where you heard it. Heard it here first. Slightly Biased Report. That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
And clip.
You think Isaac Johnson supports the Utah police? I don't know. Isaac Johnson's got a mustache in a way to where it's like, you know what? I don't want to know anything about what you believe. Get on the basketball court and block some shots. I look at his mustache and I think, I don't need to hear anything about your beliefs on anything. Okay? Just get out there and shoot a couple threes, space the floor, block a couple shots, head to the bench. Okay? That's sort of how I feel about him. All right. But again, congratulations to Isaac Big Fish Johnson. Where do we want to go here? Do we want to start with the finals? It starts tomorrow night. Knicks Spurs. I believe that's the matchup. We have pretty sizable news with the Mavs announcing their new area, their new location. I love DLLS a lot. By the way, in a few weeks, I might be hopping on DLLS to co-host a show. So be on the lookout for that. But anyways, I love DLLS did an emergency live stream. I don't know how the fuck they do it, man. I really don't. Locked On, DLLS, the daily, we have to milk everything. And it's smart because they know, and I've experienced this with Locked On, they know come August, oh, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, buddy. You are scraping it. We're talking about Najee Marshall restricted area. We're talking about, can Max Christie make a point guard leap? And you know the answer is no, but then you have to talk about it for 15 minutes, right? It's tough. It really is tough. I have no clue how they do it. It's genuinely, and I've said this before, I said streaming is the hardest job in the world, right? Including every job. Well, when you work on an oil rig, no, I don't want to hear that. Okay. Well, some people work 16 hours in the coal mine. That's great. I'd rather do that, right? Actually, what DLLS and Locked On does might be the hardest job. So,
show 15 in a row where slightly mentions podcaster heroes.
Right. Yes. I mean, I just feel like we don't get appreciated enough, Just feel like that's the truth. One day we will, though, when we are all that's left. You guys have to remember this. In about, 600 years, books won't exist. They'll all be burned to a crisp, and most books will have to pass through some sort of censorship by our fascist government. And all that will be left in the annals of history are podcast clips from around this time. They'll look at it in 1,000 years the way we look at like cave paintings. And it'll be me talking. And they'll be like, wow, this is what everyone was like. It must have been a great experience.
And it'll be sick, dude. What are you talking about?
It will be sick.
By the way, I think we got Bobby and you on House of Haymaker for finals review on Thursday, right?
Yeah, Bobby K's coming on. Me, Bobby, and Skin, right?
I believe so.
Me, Bobby, and Skin going to talk about Game 1 of the NBA Finals, as well as a whole host of other things. Who knows? I guess let's start with the NBA Finals because I feel like that's important. God, it's interesting. I'm looking at the odds right now, and they have shrunk because we talked about this. I think it got to the most I saw for the Spurs was minus 210. I think that was the biggest that I saw, them being favorites. They are now minus 180. The Knicks are plus 152. So by the time Game 1 gets here tomorrow night, I have a feeling this will be one of the closer, coin flip series by betting odds that we've seen in quite some time. We've pulled up a couple nights ago on stream, like the starting betting odds for each of the finals. And this would be one of the closer ones, I think, by the end of it. Because I do think as time gets closer, people are going to talk themselves into the Knicks a little bit more and more. I think about it. My gut has just told me Knicks in this series. But I'm trying to think about it through the lens now of if the Spurs end up winning this series, am I going to look back on it and be like, what the fuck was I thinking? Right? Like, of course it was the Spurs. They have the best player in the world. They're the better team. They won 60-plus games. They played in a gauntlet Western Conference. The Western Conference Finals, right? Because I don't rate Portland really at all, and Minnesota was dead, basically. Versus the Knicks, who played, in the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Conference. And that's just the reality. I love them. I'm happy for them. But at the same time, they also had one of the best it was literally the best 11-game stretch in the history of the league playoff or regular season. I mean, winning 11 straight playoff games, regardless of who you play, is a pretty impressive feat. Winning 11 games no matter what in a row, even during the regular season, especially in today's NBA where you're destined to have some shooting variance games sprinkled in, is a pretty remarkable feat. So I don't know. I do lean Knicks though, because it's interesting to me. I feel as though Jalen Brunson might just be a little bit better equipped to deal with the Wemby problem than Shea was. Now, what do I mean when I say that? Shea is one of the most prolific drivers in the entire NBA. We know that. Shea is obviously one of the best mid-range scorers we've seen in quite some time. We know that. How many times throughout the course of that series did we find ourselves thinking, Shea, you got to shoot that three, dude. You got to shoot that pull-up jumper. Whether it was coming off of a high ball screen or whether it was just defense and rotation, Shea gets the ball off of a swing and he's open for three but doesn't take it. Brunson will shoot the three, and he's a good three-point shooter. And he's also a crafty enough finisher with the footwork and with the strength that I feel like, I don't know. Didn't Brunson have a 60-piece against the Spurs? Was it last year, right? With Wemby there. Obviously, a completely different team. And the Spurs are way better than they were a year ago. But man, I just feel like, dude, I'm smiling even thinking about the idea of Brunson having an all-time moment here. God, that'd be incredible. And then, there's plenty of stats to back this up now. We've seen these graphics going around that statistically, the best Wemby stopper in the NBA, if there ever was such a thing, is OG Anunoby. Makes sense, right? He's big, he's strong, very physical defender. Got to make Wemby work. Wemby's going to have a difficult time getting to his spots. The only problem here is, who's Brunson going to be guarding? Okay? Because in the regular season matchups, when it was Harrison Barnes in the starting lineup, that was somebody you felt comfortable hiding a defender on. Who's Brunson going to guard? Who is Cat going to guard? If we just assume OG is going to be the guy who's taking care of Wemby. That's where it starts to get a little bit dicey for me. But there are, certain rotations and lineups that the Knicks can tap into. Let's see Mitchell Robinson. That broken pinky is something serious, man. How the fuck did he do that? Do we know? That's something serious, because him off the bench is just this ginormous rim presence, ginormous offensive rebounding threat. Huge in this series. Some of the games that the Thunder won, we saw them have a massive offensive rebounding advantage. Hartenstein had some great moments in that series. So, I don't know, man. I really do feel the Knicks, because I can't help. It's so difficult to say this because the Spurs look so composed over the course of a 7-game series against the defending champions, and look so composed in a Game 7 on the road with a chance to go to the NBA Finals in a game where, hey, if you lose that game, it is what it is, right? It wasn't your time yet anyways. And they went out there and punched the Thunder in the face immediately. And then when the Thunder were making their push and took the lead in the third quarter, Jay Will's hype, the crowd is going nuts. It's like, the OKC Avalanche is coming. We see this happen in Game 7s from time to time, where the better, more experienced team just starts to lay some haymakers. You see that if you're an advertiser looking to advertise, you see how effortlessly I can weave that in there, right?
Clip it.
Offside.gg as well. Offside. That one wasn't as natural. But anyways, Champagnie, when the Thunder started to make their little run, Champagnie hit 3 threes in the third quarter and then got fouled on another one. And then Keldon Johnson, who I kind of thought was butt for the majority of the series and really in the playoffs in general, has a massive fourth quarter where he's crashing the glass. He scores 8 points. He hits a couple threes. He's going crazy. I don't know, man. They're just dogs. Like they don't seem too scared of the moment.
They look ready, don't they?
They do. They look ready, which is horrifying for everybody. But my gut tells me Knicks, man.
How do you square the Cat of it all?
He's going to have to be. He's been Cat playing at the level he's played at in the playoffs is a reason why the Knicks are looking the way that they look. And it is so interesting the way that they've used him in like 3 different iterations over the course of this postseason, changing his role whenever they need to change it. He's going to have to hit threes. Like that's going to be it. Cat is going to have to space the floor. He can do that. The Knicks can go complete 5 out, right? That's like their go-to thing. Josh Hart's going to have to hit threes, right? But we've seen Landry Shamet step up and in case Hart is fucking around and missing threes and they're leaving wide open and he's 1 of 8 from 3. We've seen Landry Shamet come in and swing playoff games during this postseason run for the Knicks. So, I don't know. God, I go back and forth, man. Just because my gut is telling me the Knicks. But it's part of it is like why I felt the Thunder would beat the Spurs is like you're going to have a couple moments in this series where Wemby just doesn't look great, where, he's turned the ball over, he's just a little gassed, maybe he's not getting to his spots and he's settling for a lot of long jumpers, and Castle's going to have the 8-9 turnover game, and the Spurs are going to turn the ball over a bunch, and, they had a few of those in the conference finals and they still won against a better team. The Thunder, well, do we think the injured Thunder, this injured version of the Thunder is better than this dominant Knicks team? I honestly don't know. I really think I absolutely, unless you could have guaranteed me J-Dub's health and AJ's health in the finals, I absolutely would have picked the Knicks to beat the Thunder. Absolutely would have picked the Knicks to beat the Thunder.
Offensively, for sure.
Yeah. Just because, that lack of ball handling is going to come back to bite them in the ass no matter what. So I actually, in hindsight, think it's probably better, just from a neutral fan's perspective, it's probably better that it's the Spurs. Because with J-Dub hurt and with AJ Mitchell hurt, I just don't. That probably wouldn't have been as fun of a series. I think the Knicks would have had a pretty clear-cut advantage there. I think the Thunder still would have been favorites, but I think the smart person would have said, hey, I think the Knicks win the series just because the Thunder are going to run out of offensive options. And you can't rely on Caruso hitting every single three for 7 games. Eventually, that's going to turn against you, and it did in Game 7 for the Thunder. So I'm leaning Knicks currently. Who knows? My opinion can be swayed pretty quickly. I'm sure I would feel differently. I said this on House of Haymaker yesterday. Like, I know come tomorrow, if I had to bet everything I have on it, I would pick the Spurs just from a logic. They're just a better team, and they have the better player, and usually that swings it. They have home court in the series. But God, my gut's just telling me Knicks.
That's what I was going to ask you, because I do think court matters in the finals, especially in these late rounds. But if going back Game 3, Spurs are up 2-0. How do you feel? Probably still the same, right?
Yeah, if the Spurs are up 2-0 going back to Madison Square Garden, I don't know. 2-0 leads are so hard to come back from because you just have such little room for error. But we have seen it. The home court thing is weird to me because, maybe it would be a little different in this series because the Garden would be so insane in a Game 1 at the NBA Finals. It becomes a little bit different if you're the Spurs. You take care of business Game 1 and 2, and now you're down 2-0 going back home. The moment it's the Spurs go on a little bit of a run, I've experienced this. When your team is down 2-0, you're hyped. You bought finals tickets. You spent $1 trillion like a dumbass. Let's go. We got a chance to win the finals. And then your team gets pranked the first 2 games of the finals, and you're like, oh, fuck, we're going to get swept or something, aren't we? And then you go to Game 3, and you just spend an absurd amount of money, and everybody in the stadium is kind of like, oh, man. Oh, we really spent a lot of money to get here, huh? And then your team loses, and it's the most depressing feeling ever.
And because it happened quick, too. You just had to sit there the rest of the game.
Yep, it did. Well, to the Mavs' credit, I'm trying to remember the exact how that game went. They were down big pretty early, and it was like, fuck, man, this sucks. But then they did have a pretty spirited comeback, and of course, Luka fouls out the game with 3 minutes left. But they were down 3 at that point, so it was kind of hype. But yeah, that's a brutal feeling right there. If the Knicks steal one in San Antonio, how about this? If the Knicks steal one in San Antonio, I feel pretty good they're going to win the series. Because they're going to go back to New York, and that place is going to be an absolute madhouse. The point I think nowadays, we have this, what was it, the last 5 conference finals, Game 7s we've had, the road team has won. So I feel like home court at this point in time, what does it mean? I don't think it really means much. Where do you think that shifted? Is it just a weird happenstance, or is it the theory I've seen that I think makes the most sense is role players are just so good now. Where in the past, it's our role guys are going to shit themselves on the road in a Game 7. We already know that. Now it's yeah, they don't care. These guys are elite. Yeah,
everyone's so skilled and weathered at this point.
Yeah, where we're not worried about that guy in a Game 7 anymore on the road. He'll be fine. God, I can't wait. I think this is going to be fantastic, man. Is there a better finals? For the league's perspective, I don't know if there's a better one than this.
I will say I don't give a shit about the Knicks like in general, but that game 3, like I know is just going to be electric, regardless of 2-0. Like that will be nuts, insane.
Oh yeah, yeah. Even if they're down 2-0, it's going to be insane. But if it's 1-1 or they're up 2-0, holy shit!
The amount of people there. We got Trump walking in, dude.
Oh, yeah,
He's making appointees. Like what?
Trump's going to be there. Oh man. Lakers versus Celtics. No, I think the Knicks probably, because we've seen the Celtics twice in the last decade. I think Knicks is probably the best case scenario for the league in the East. You could definitely sell me on the Lakers being more of like a LeBron last chance for LeBron, Luka back here, first chance to win with the Lakers. I could see that. But with it being like Wemby, going to Madison Square Garden, New York City, Wemby's here. We have a rematch of the 99, the parallels with Timmy D and stuff like that. I don't know. It's crazy. Mavs versus Wizards, yeah. Jazz versus Bucks.
Hell yeah.
Would the league just be like, hey guys, we're not doing the finals this year?
Flip the coin. Let's wrap this up.
I'm just kidding, guys. I don't feel that way. People were saying that about OKC, Indiana last year. I was like, dude, I don't know. These teams are both pretty fun to watch. And it ended up being a great series. Oh, man. I can't wait. Holy shit. The more I'm talking about it, I'm like, wow, I think this series is going to be so good. And the storylines are just, regardless of what happens, Wemby gets number 1, and it's like, uh-oh, here he is. This guy's got the chance to be seriously the greatest player we've ever seen. He's 22 and just won. Not supposed to happen yet. Or New York gets it, Brunson gets it, the Knicks win a championship. Literally either scenario is insane. Either scenario is like, oh my God, the league is in like a really good spot. Whew. I like have butterflies thinking about it. Wow. And I don't know. I right now I don't have like a rooting interest. I'm sure whenever the games start, there's just no way. I do love watching Wemby, but there's probably no way I can force myself to root for the Knicks. I'm sorry, the Spurs. Just no way. No way at all.
I immediately felt dread for some reason once they won that game 7.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, oh, okay, I hate them now.
Oh yeah. Oh, and I've been saying this, and people disagree with me, but dude, the Spurs will be a very hated team probably as soon as next year, but maybe 2 years from now. People will hate them, right? Because Wemby, as great as he is, he does flop a lot. He's flopping around out there, and he looks like a baby deer when he does it. People are going to hate that. People are going to hate Stephon Castle. I just guarantee you, with the head bobbing and the driving and the falling and all of that, it's fine whenever you're playing the most universally hated team we've had in quite some time in the Oklahoma City Thunder. Everyone's rooting for you no matter what. It kind of similar to like that Rockets-Warriors series where everyone hated the Warriors. So they're like, yeah, let's go Rockets. And then he was like, actually, I hate James Harden. That's kind of it's kind of what it feels like.
What's worse? I was thinking of this because looking at the Spurs team, because they complain a lot, and we're used to that around here with Luka. But for you, what's worse, the flopping or complaining to refs?
I hate the complaining so much.
I'm the same.
I hate it. Now, keep in mind, I've had this conversation before. People seem to think I have some type of terminal brain illness, and maybe I do. But like, I watch a game and I guess I just don't notice the flopping really. I just don't notice it as much as everyone else. And I go on the internet, it's like every play's a flop. I'm like, really? I guess I just haven't really noticed it. Maybe it's just because flopping is that bad, and I've watched so much basketball that my brain just sort of turns it off. But yeah, I can't do the complaining. Now, to be fair, the Spurs do complain a little bit. Like the Knicks, maybe a little. Neither of these teams are like horrible complainers. Şengün's probably the worst in the league, I think, at this point. It's him or Luka. Şengün literally argues every single second of the game. Josh Hart's pretty bad now that I'm thinking about it. Josh Hart's pretty bad. But yeah, flopping is much worse than complaining to the rest of me. Yeah, I feel like we're in the minority on this one, Matt. And most people are going to say flopping 100%.
Yeah,
I can't do the complaining. Is just mine. Oh, it hurts my brain.
I'm with you. Flopping's been a bit normalized.
Yeah. Yeah, and then don't even get me started on the Lakers. It's part of the reason why I cannot stand them. It's like an organization-wide thing. Everyone complains after the whole roster is complaining. It's like a rite of passage. If you're like the 15th, if you're Drew Timme and you're the 15th guy on the Lakers, They go to you before you go out there and you're like, hey, if there's a whistle, you better be up complaining immediately. You know how sometimes, like, if you're a bench guy in a sport, they'll come up to you and they'll be like, hey, dude, if you want to get out there and you want to make your impact felt and you want to move up the ranks on this team, you got to be in the game and engaged on the bench and hyping up the team. And when the Lakers play, they say, dude, you got to be complaining about every fucking call on the end of the bench. That's what it feels like watching the Lakers. God, I can't stand them. Dude, what a time for sports, because in a week, we have World Cup kicking off. Is this correct? June 11th?
June 11th.
Mexico, South Africa is game number 1. That game is going to be in Mexico. I'm excited for those games with their oh my Lord. How insane are the Mexico games in Mexico going to be? Because I've been around the area of just completely unrelated, but I was around the area when like Mexico would play in AT&T Stadium, and holy fuck, they go crazy, dude. They show out. Oh, it's going to be an incredible atmosphere. And I can't imagine South Africa's traveling like that, right? Like I can't imagine. It's going to be like 99% Mexico fans. Interesting. Why? So USA's first game is June 12th against Paraguay. Where's that game going to be at? SoFi. Okay. And then where is Canada going to be playing? BMO Field. The hell's that? BMO Field. Toronto Stadium? That's it? How many people fit in there? 28,000? Why the hell is Canada? Hey, no offense. Why the hell is Canada hosting games? 28,000 people? Seriously? They don't have any bigger stadiums than that?
This is the most American thing you've ever said.
I mean, dude, come on. We don't have anything else? You can't convert like the Rogers Center or something like that?
How come we can't get 200,000 people in there? What's the deal?
I mean, how many people fit in this in the Mexico City Stadium? Estadio Banorte. Let's see. Estadio Banorte, Mexico City. Oh, it looks fantastic. 83,000. Yeah, they just don't do that in Canada, do they? They don't. They don't.
They're reasonable people.
Yeah, they are. We don't like that, though. So then why on the first match day, Mexico, South Africa, and then South Korea, Czechia? That's kind of like a weird, strange first day game. Why not like another one of the host countries? Would make some sense to me. Either way, we're super pumped for that. Again, I guess on Friday is when that episode will air. When we do the...
yeah, you haven't even mentioned.
Yeah, Thursday. Well, I guess Friday, the House of Haymaker show will be doing... Everybody at Haymaker will be involved, and we'll be doing a World Cup draft. So you guys, hey, give me... Because I know we got some football fans in the chat. You guys let me know. What teams are we in on? I'm in on England this year, and I hope I get them. Okay? I'm going to sell out. I'll trade picks if I have to. I want England. I think England, it's their year, right? Now, I did see a scenario, and this is insane to me. What's the exact scenario? I think it's USA has to finish second in their group, and Iran has to finish second in their group. We would get, on July 3rd, USA versus Iran knockout game.
In Dallas?
I don't know where it would be exactly.
I mean, there's a game in Dallas on the round of 32. 1 p.m.
Oh.
Dallas Stadium.
That could be it. Wow. How interesting would that be, huh?
Maybe not, though, because... Oh, no, it's just the group that, and USA is not in this group in Dallas. So wherever else that will be played.
That feels like that would just be... Who are you going for in that game? I'm going to root for the underdog, USA, because Iran was kicking our ass. If you guys didn't know. England's midfield is elite striker. Other attackers are fine, but the defense is shaky. Who plays the least like Arsenal? I can't, and guys, listen, I get it, right? I don't know why my allegiance is, I defended the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm a fan of Arsenal. I defend all these haram ball teams that everyone hates. Who plays the least like Arsenal? Because good Lord, I can't watch them. They suck to watch. They do. France plays the least like them. What about Portugal? I heard Portugal is pretty good.
You were saying that yesterday on House of Haymaker, and a lot of people have a problem with the way World Cup play is because it's a lot of haram ball type stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's actually, from what I understand, and I was actually listening to a YouTuber, I forgot his name, talk about it, but it's like a genuine crisis Like people, like big time football fans are like, this is an actual crisis on our hands. That like so many games are teetering on unwatchable because of the parking of the bus and teams having 30% possession and still winning or being up. Pragmatic football, yeah. Well, I'm gonna call it shit football because it's not fun to watch at all. So, and I've heard England plays a little bit like that, right?
What a sexy way to sell a whole thing with pragmatic. Hey, this is the most pragmatic sport you're ever going to see.
I will say this, man. I love the World Cup. It's probably my favorite sporting event. God, I love the atmosphere. I love the vibes. I love that there's games on all day. I will say I kind of like when it's in different time zones because I like when I wake up or there's like a game on at 4 a.m. It's better to be able to watch them all, though. But, man, I think it's a fantastic sporting event. It's so fun. Yeah, who's the best? Who's the Spreadsheet FC team? It's a great one. It's a great question. We'll have to see. From what I was doing a little bit of research, I know Portugal's got a good squad this year, and you would think, that's headlined by Ronaldo. Well, not really, right? They just got a really deep team. I know USA is supposed to be like halfway decent, their roster, and people really like the manager. But we all know how that's going to end, right? We all know how that's going to end at the hands of Iran on July 3rd. Wow. What would happen then? USA plays Iran July 3rd, day before the 250th anniversary of the country, and Iran wins. I'd actually be scared, to be honest with you. I'd be a little bit scared.
We've covered the most American thing you've ever said and the least American thing you've ever said.
I'd be a little bit scared, to be honest with you, for what the response could be from our completely sane country and a completely sane president who probably will be at the game menacingly.
Hey man, why don't you take your little opinions and go up to that 28,000 stadium? You settle up there, okay?
Is Canada good at football? Doesn't seem like they would be. Why would they? They're playing in a 28,000 person stadium. South Korea, I heard, is a little bit of a sleeper team. Is that right? South Korea, Turkey, I heard, has a not half bad team. So we're going to be watching them. Uruguay, Spain, of course, is always good. Okay, I heard Qatar has got like a not half bad team.
How are the Netherlands this year? They always show up.
Yeah, Netherlands, from what I understand about the Netherlands, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, because I kind of consider myself a little Dutch. I've been to Amsterdam twice, so I do kind of consider myself
slightly Dutch?
Yeah, a little Dutch. Now, I have... They seem to be a team that, like, you know, they're going to be solid, but they realistically have no chance at, like, having a deep run. Am I wrong about that, chat? That they're always good, you know, but, like, they're not top 8 good or top 4 good. Again, I could be wrong about that. I heard Mexico's got a pretty good squad this year. We'll see. Canadians are good at American football. Is that right? Is there any Canadians in the NFL? Don't they have, like, those big CFL stadiums? I mean, what size are those stadiums? Just can't believe 28,000. That's what we're rocking with on opening night.
There's no way to know.
Huh. Yeah, there is no way. We'll just find out whenever the game starts. Anyways, I really didn't even plan on talking World Cup at all, but I am super pumped for it. I was just how I got there was saying what a great time for sports because NBA Finals right into World Cup, and then once the World Cup ends, we'll have like a pretty slow stretch unless I'm missing an event.
You were telling me how stoked you were for the UFC thing on the White House lawn, right?
Yeah, can't wait for that. Who's fighting in that? Brock Lesnar? Ronda Rousey? I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you 5 active UFC fighters.
Those sound like pretty updated fighters there on your Scrolodex.
Conor McGregor? Wasn't it rumored he was going to be there? Don't you have to do Americans? I mean, given the climate of this country and the way that we treat immigrants, like it just would feel like a little to do the 250 thing on the White House lawn. Like it would be kind of poetic if it's all guys from what's the big UFC country? Uzbekistan.
I'm sitting this one out.
Where is that big? Where do they all come from? It's the joke where you send your son there for 6 months. He's going to come back.
Is it like Thailand or something?
No, it's not Thailand. It's where they're all a lot of them. Dagestan. Yes, that's it. You can tell my Trump's headlining the event. There you go. Trump versus Biden is going to be the headline event. Oh man, that would be great. That would be must-see TV, really. Okay, here we go. How did we? By the way, I want to talk about this real quick. We're still talking about the finals somewhat. We haven't talked about the finals in about 20 minutes. But while we were talking about the finals, this quote here from Windhorst on Wemby, I thought was a little interesting because it's a pretty interesting talking point about international superstars. Can we pull that up? The Windhorst quote. Hey, Greeny.
Is being passed right now, regardless of what happens over the next 2 weeks, to Victor Wembanyama. He is the league's biggest star. He is, in fact, one of the biggest stars in the entire sporting universe. I seem to be getting more pushback on that than I was expecting. What do you think when I say it, Windy?
He's the tallest, most skilled player the game has ever seen, I believe. Now, he obviously has to back that up with incredible success, and he's off to an amazing start. I also think he's very charismatic, and he has also got leadership ability. He wants things to matter. He wants to put emotion into the game. He plays a style of basketball that is pleasing for both old school. He does go inside and play old traditional basketball, and new school. He's not afraid to shoot threes. He's not afraid to talk trash. He's not afraid to show emotion. He's not afraid to challenge his peers to say you should be doing this and not that. He really is the whole package. The one thing is he is not American. And so we have never had an American, non-American face of the NBA that has that kind of power. And so that will be a big test. If he wins, can you be that type of global icon in America when you're not American?
All right. So that's that's something that we've talked about for quite some time, even before Wemby before Wemby came into the NBA, was obviously the shift that we've had in recent years in the league to the international game, right? What is it now? 7 straight MVPs that are international. And with Wemby here now, like, I genuinely do not know the next time we will see an American-born MVP. It's something that I don't really care much about. The thing is look at, who's the biggest star in the MLB, bar none? Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani doesn't even really speak English. Shohei Ohtani is such a gigantic, almost 100% approval rating superstar, which is insane because he plays on the Dodgers, who everyone hates. And on top of that, at the very worst, was it somewhat kind of by proxy involved in an insane gambling scandal that has now just been like completely like, oh yeah, whatever. It's a little weird that like Shohei's interpreter was using his name to gamble ginormous, huge amounts of money, and he just didn't know about it, guys. Oh, okay, well, whatever. Right? That's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. It's been swept under the rug so entirely. Don't even hear anyone talk about it anymore outside like trolling on Twitter every now and then. But yeah, I mean, he's by far the biggest name in baseball, and I don't even think it's close. And I'm not like super in the weeds on MLB, regardless of how many times I tell myself I'm going to try to get back into it. Here's the problem. The Rangers are so goddamn boring. Okay, and I know they've been doing pretty good lately, but they are so incredibly boring. I just cannot. And it's not like I'm going to watch the Yankees. Like watching, baseball is going to have to be because the Rangers are popping off. I'm just going to be honest with you, right? He's too good for baseball fans to turn on. Yeah, and honestly, he is electric, right? He is electric. That's the biggest name we have in baseball. I think this the new age that we're in with technology, everybody's so connected. Wemby's pretty. It's not like Wemby doesn't speak English. Like, he's pretty Americanized, like he's from Paris. It's not like this is a Serbia situation where Jokic shows up and he's riding on horses and we're like, what the fuck's going on there? Like, what? Like, that's a complete and total. The Eastern European thing's a lot different than what we've got going on over here. I mean, I was in Paris last year. You're pretty okay. If you're an American and you don't travel a lot, Paris is a pretty safe city to be at because it's pretty, it's not that much of a culture shock. Oh, Canada has temporary bleachers to expand the stadium to 45,000. Okay, interesting. So anyways, yeah, I mean, I think Wemby is 100% ready to be the face of the league. I think he'll be a great face of the league. The fact that we've never seen a guy like this before, right? That's part of it. We have never seen a guy like this. And the big selling point is, I mean, realistically speaking, we probably will never see something like this again. So tune in and watch it. You look at all of the guys who have become legitimate faces of the league. It was LeBron, similar-esque things. Like, we've never really seen something like this. A guy this athletic, that was good this young. He was hyped up for so long and completely lived up and even exceeded those expectations, right? Then that sort of, realistically, Steph was the next big face of the league. It went from LeBron to Steph, and, KD was a massive player and stuff, but it was LeBron to Steph. Steph, same thing. We've never seen something like this. We've never seen a guy shoot the basketball like this. He's 6'2", right? He's got the baby face, and he's just dominating the NBA. And then there was, there has been a bit of a rut, I would say. Harden is not somebody that the average fan resonates with because they don't like the foul baiting stuff. Okay. Embiid, same issue there. They don't like it. Jokic is not a big enough personality. And even then, his game, while he does hit some crazy shots, for the big time basketball fans, he's incredibly fun to watch. But by and large, like, his game, sometimes it's like 21 points and 18 assists and 12 rebounds. And it's incredible. He's incredible impact on the game, but it's not like, oh my God, drop everything you're doing. Luka is probably, I would say, the next closest thing we'd have to, very marketable, talks a lot of shit, plays a brand that is pretty fun to watch, especially once he's popping off and scoring a ton of points.
Does some things you've never seen before.
Incredibly flashy. He just has to get healthy. Anthony Edwards, again, the problem with Ant is he's just not, realistically, he's not good enough. Incredibly great personality, funny dude, electric game to watch. He's just simply not good enough to be in the face of the league conversations. You have to be a top 3 player to be in those conversations. And then here comes Wemby. Good personality. Talks to the press, except when he doesn't want to talk to the press. Is different. I know Ant's a little bit. I know Ant has some stuff off the court, but still. Wemby goes to China and trains with monks. There's something that's just different about this guy that we really haven't seen. And he's going to be a great face of the league. He cares. He's passionate. He cares I was going to say almost to a fault at times with how just into it he is, where it's like, dude, you need to reel it back a little bit. But, I mean, how can you say that? He's in the finals at 22 years old. Luka or Wemby, who's bigger right now? It's Wemby. I mean, I think probably 6 months ago, I easily would have said Luka, but I think that these playoffs have probably stamped it. Wemby is, I think we are in the Wemby era right now. It has started. Every question from here on out, especially if the Spurs win this series, every question that gets asked around the league now will center around Wemby. How do you stop Wemby? What about this? Could this team beat Wemby? Does this team have a Wemby stopper? Oh, yeah. I mean, my mom knows who Wemby is.
That's my gauge is, does wife, girlfriend, mom know who it is? And I would actually argue that due to Luka's tenure, that Luka's right now today would be more widely known. But by the end of this series, my wife will be like, so wait, who's Wemby? And I'm like, oh, okay.
That's actually a great conversation. Who's bigger right now, Luka or Wemby? Because, man, again, before the playoffs, I would have said Luka, because like you said, the tenure, the trade, the trade was everybody knew about the trade.
Yeah, around here it's not really fair to rate.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to assess that when you're here, but man, Wemby might be. I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Wemby Britney Spears stuff. Oh yeah.
Excuse me, what?
It was during summer league, right? His rookie year.
This will get my wife in. So what's going on?
I honestly forgot what the story was.
Didn't she run into him at a summer league thing, right? She ran into and was like, who's that Wemby guy?
Yeah, I forgot about that whole bizarre situation. Yeah. But man, if the Spurs win, he is the face of the league for the next 15 years. Like, it's over. There's no debating it. There's no, well, no, it'll be Wemby. Wemby will be everything. Wemby will be on the front cover of anything NBA related when they're trying to appeal to the average fan. 100%. So that's that. Let's talk, I guess, a little bit here about the Mavs. The Mavs moving to a new stadium. It has been confirmed that they will be moving to North Dallas. They're staying in the city limits. I guess there's stuff to be had there, as they plan to move to the former Valley View Mall site. This is close to the Galleria if you're in the Metroplex. So Shay's at the convo. Yeah, Shay's not in the convo. The average fan is not like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. But no, the Mavs moving. I'm going to be honest with you guys, a little boring here. I don't have like a super strong opinion on this. Like, people are up in arms. The reality is by the time the Mavs move out, they will have been in the American Airlines Center for 30 plus years. That's typically, unless you're in like a historic building, that's typically about the lifespan for these places. Now, I wish that weren't the case, right? Like, in theory, you should be able to just build a ginormous $1 billion stadium and that's just there and you can renovate, right? Otherwise, it's just there for like ever. That should be how it is, right? But that's not the way it is. And God, how many years away are we from every city? Like, we're probably 200 years away, I would say, where every single city, all the buildings are going to be gone. The only thing that's going to exist is stadiums for the 12 sports teams in each city, stadiums in entertainment districts. That's it. And then the areas where it's not that, it's going to be old stadiums, entertainment districts that have been repurposed for mass living situations. Like, think of how the Mercedes-Benz Stadium was. You seen those pictures during Hurricane Katrina, where so many people were in like sleeping bags on the floor. That's going to be it. You're not going to have a space. You're going to be sleeping on a sleeping bag in the former Dallas Cowboys Stadium. That's going to be your house. And every single area you go to is either a stadium or an entertainment district for a stadium. So, as well as data centers. Yeah. So those will be a part of the entertainment district. Will be the data center, entertainment district, where tacos are, at this point in time, tacos are $456. And you don't go to any games because the games are so expensive. The people that go to the games are all trillionaires or AI sentient robots. No actual humans are in the game. So anyways, yeah, that's probably where we're headed. I don't know, like the fucking entertainment district shit. It's like, why do we need this? I'm sorry. The entertainment district is actually the thing that pisses me off the most about all of these new places. Just build the stadium in areas where there's already shit there. I don't want you to build a Guy Fieri taco bar. I don't care. Okay, they did this with Texas Live. Yeah, Texas Live, it's cool. Go to Texas Live and get a chicken tender bucket with a beer and tell me how much you just spent on it. It's horribly overrated and overpriced. It's a gimmick. We don't care. We don't care. And I will say this about the American Airlines Center, because I've seen people upset. The cool thing about where the American Airlines Center was, yeah, technically it wasn't downtown Dallas. If you're not in downtown Dallas area, I will tell you this. Downtown Dallas doesn't really exist. There's not like the downtown area. If you walk in the downtown area during the day, it's like a ghost town. It's completely fucking empty, right? And like the popping areas in downtown Dallas, you know, like I haven't been out in a long time, but I have heard Uptown's kind of back on the uptick. Then you have like Deep Ellum, Lower Greenville. You have these areas where it's mostly just drinking. That's all there. We've talked about this before. Drinking and cheese fries. That's what you do in downtown Dallas. You drink and you order cheese fries at Katy Trail. And then you can walk Katy Trail. Katy Trail's nice. And there are nice museums and stuff there. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, the DART station being there was nice. Direct drop off from a DART station where you go to a DART rail. We've talked about this before. DART has some of the, I think it's 93 total miles of light rail. It's one of the biggest light rail systems in the entire country. Yet, you know, is it used to its full advantage? Unfortunately not. It's just crazy to me. But that's the nicest thing about it. The area where the American Airlines Center is, have you guys been there when there's no games going on? Have you been around that area? It's a ghost town. How many times have the places around the American Airlines Center like changed ownerships or restaurants, you know, had to move out? It happens all the time. There's nothing going on there. So this, I've seen people say this idea that like, oh, it was in the heart of downtown. It's like, no, it wasn't. It's in a good area. Don't get me wrong. And I wish they just stayed, But it's not like I've seen this all the time. It's in a great area. It's like, not really. There's nothing happening there.
Well, and it's a great area because it built to this point that it originally, when it was built, was like, oh, we'll have all these businesses around, and now it's finally like sustainable, and now they're going to leave.
Yeah. And even, and again, I just kind of go back to, I've been down there before when, like, for one reason or another, when there's not games, and nobody is there. Like, it's not a place people go hang out at regularly, like that little area. I don't know how these places stay in business. Actually, I do. Chicken Caesar salad at Hero, the bar right there. Chicken Caesar salad's $38. So I do know how they stay in business. But still, and on top of that, when the season's going, there's something almost certainly every single night there. But yeah, it does suck. I like it. I like the area. It's a nice area, right? It sucks that they're leaving. I wish that they didn't. Again, the big appeal to me of the American Airlines Center, which, by the way, is it's a run-of-the-mill stadium. There's nothing special about it, really. But there's nothing terrible about it. I haven't been to too many NBA arenas, so I can't speak on this definitively. But I think it's just a run-of-the-mill arena. The proximity to the dart stop right there at Victory Park, great. Problem is they're moving a little bit north in Dallas. And I will say this, because I've seen people say, oh, you're moving away from, at least downtown Dallas was a nice little center point. If you guys don't know, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex is just giant, sprawling. People live all over it. It could take you 2 hours to get from one end of the DFW Metroplex to the other, especially during traffic. The thing is, though, the population has moved so far north that this idea, and I've seen people say, the Cowboy Stadium is in Arlington. It's in the middle of the Metroplex. Arlington's a nice... What? Arlington's in the middle of goddamn nowhere now. On top of being a shitty city. No offense to it. Right?
And no offense.
No offense. It's a nightmare to get to. So much of the population in Dallas has moved north. So I actually think a pretty strong majority. I read this somewhere, and I don't know if there's backing to it or if it was just somebody speaking out their ass, but I saw somebody say that the majority of season ticket holders for the Mavericks do live in North Dallas, north, not North Dallas, but north, the DFW Metroplex. Frisco, McKinney, Plano, Allen. You get a little further up there, Anna.
That was Ben's point on House of Haymaker today. Go watch that out. But they put a ton of research into this stuff. They're not moving north for no reason.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, the thing is everyone is going to be mad anyways, no matter what the Mavs do. I do find it funny where I've seen this where it's the Mavs are moving stadiums. Fuck you. The Stars are moving to Plano. Oh, thank God. They're so strong and independent. It's what? Both of these are just billionaires that are hoping some sad city is going to pay their entire bill for the stadium. The taxpayers will foot it. That's what's happening for both of these teams. Neither of them are necessarily great here. There's no winners here, really.
Everyone's talking about the traffic, and I contested this late in this morning's show, but by 2031, or let's say 2035, how many people are going to be actually driving?
True. Yeah, we're going to be picked up by Amazon drones and dropped off right at our destination. And some people will fall off and die, but that is just how it's going to have to be. And the thing is, and I actually heard Amazon's floating this out there. A drone will swoop in and pick you up like an Uber service. They will buy out Uber. And Amazon, the drone will literally pick you up. But the problem is you can get a discount on the Uber thing if you are basically contracted out as an Amazon worker during the duration of that flight, and you will have to make several different deliveries. But it's an interesting thought. It's an interesting thought exercise. So
no bathroom breaks.
Yeah, no bathroom breaks. You will be dropped into certain neighborhoods and subdivisions to drop off these packages on your way to the game. So I'm excited to see it rolled out, but we'll see how it goes. Arlington is the largest city in the United States with zero public transit. Yeah, and Arlington has some shooters. Anytime I do this, there are people who get pissed. I don't care. Arlington sucks. I cannot emphasize this enough. I cannot believe World Cup games will be happening there. Arlington reeks. If you live there, I'm sorry. It's not your fault. I'm not saying the people of Arlington suck. Arlington sucks, man. I genuinely think it's a perfect encapsulation of everything wrong with city development and urban planning in this country is Arlington, Texas. And it's honestly by design. Go look into it. That's a different conversation for another day. Casual sheep gardener. You can be a casual sheep gardener? That's a thing? I haven't done this in forever. I don't know. What is it? There it is. With the 5, Dallas highways and roads were used to segregate communities. It's why the city's so fractured. Also why the DART is underused. That and parking money. So that's exactly where I was going with that. Thank you. And you are 100% correct. Not just that's not a thing just in Dallas, by the way. That's countrywide. That's a United States thing where interstates were literally used to segregate cities. Yes. We'll see, though. It's I've seen people say they could build a DART station. Dude, trust me, as somebody who follows DART stuff, there is no way in fuck they would have that even close to ready 5 years from now. Just zero way. It'll take them years to even approve it. Then it'll take them years to even get started on construction. Like, there's just zero chance that a DART station is built by then. I'd love that. That'd be great, right? That'd be great. But, yeah. We'll see.
You sound excited.
Yeah, I mean, we knew they were moving. I don't really care. I'm happy.
We saved your city hall.
It's closer. Yeah, that was a good one. They avoided that PR disaster, even though the city hall is like begging to be torn down.
I'm curious how Dallas handles it now.
Yeah, I am too. It is just like, am I wrong? Am I off base? And I do not want to make it seem like I'm carrying water for the Mavericks. I'm not at all. This is me more criticizing the city of Dallas itself. Everything is leaving downtown. Am I wrong? What is downtown Dallas now? What is there? Everything is moving. Most of it is moving north. It's a problem with the city itself. The downtown area, yeah, it's a downtown area in a major metroplex. So there are places to go eat and go out and hang out with friends. And if you live down there, there's obviously walking trails and stuff like that. Like, of course, right? It's not, you're not living in a 3,000 people population bumfuck town.
Office buildings are a bit vacant nowadays too.
Office buildings are vacant. I mean, I'll never forget graduating college and doing an interview in a building like that, in one of those big office buildings. I was walking around after to go get some lunch in downtown Dallas, middle of the day, and dude, it literally felt like it was a movie. There was not a soul out on the street. And I'm like, dude, this is insane. Now, granted, it was in the middle of summer, so it's like unbearably hot. But still, I don't know, because I've seen people upset they're leaving downtown. It's like, dude, what even is downtown now? I don't even know. And this isn't even like me carrying water for the Mavs. I don't care. They should have stayed in the American Airlines Center. I agree. Make renovations to the American Airlines Center. It is in a good spot. But it's like downtown is just, it doesn't really exist like that. And maybe this is part of me getting older. I don't go downtown I have really no reason at all to go downtown. Traffic is terrible everywhere all the time now in the city. That's a somewhat new thing. The how far traffic stretches north now is insane to me. If you've been in the Metroplex for a long time, traffic stretches so far north where it'll be 5 p.m. in McKinney and Frisco and traffic is unbearable going north still. It's like, dude, what?
You are becoming a guy of a certain age.
I mean,
this traffic, guys.
It is crazy. It is insane. It's still faster to drive than take the DART. So for me, I love taking the DART to Mavs games. So them getting rid of that, or presumably, because again, there's just simply no way a DART station is built in 5 years there. But them getting rid of that sucks for sure. Getting rid of that optionality. And I've seen people say there's DART station that's close. It's like 2 miles away. Like in certain areas, like walking 2 miles, yeah, you can do it. In walkable countries and in walkable cities, walking 2 miles isn't the end of the world. Dude, in walking 2 miles in Dallas, like what are we even talking about? You're gonna be crossing interstates and highways. Like your life is in danger. Your life is in danger. Even that though, with just how sprawling the city is, and if it's even hard to describe it if you don't live here. And I'm not even trying to like pull one of those cards like, oh, you don't live in Dallas. But it is like, it's hard to explain how sprawling this Metroplex is.
For us Fort Worth folks, there's no, not to speak for all of Tarrant County, but the TRE straight up to to that DART station outside the AAC was a major reason to go to games. Yeah. Because it's so easy. And it's straight shot.
I will say this, from where I live, Fort Worth is basically like if I'm going there, it's an event. If I'm not just going to Fort Worth for something, and I feel bad because one of my best friends moved to Fort Worth, and it is like he lives in a different state. It's just like, yeah, we'll see him. We'll see you around, man. Let us know next time you're in the area. That's how it feels. But no, it took me, and I don't, I live in a, I don't want to dox myself, but I live in a like very densely populated suburb of downtown. And even then it would take me, because, most of the times you're going to the Dart Station for a Mavs game. It's that time of the day where there's a lot of traffic. It'd take me like 20 plus minutes to drive to the Dart Station. That's the thing that you need to understand about this is even if you do take the train, you have to drive to the train station.
Yeah, that's a beating.
Yes. You have to drive to the train station and park. And I think parking is free. I'm pretty sure. When
you show up to those spots, you can just park for free.
Yeah. Parking is free, to be fair. But yeah.
TRE was like $5. I mean, still is. I mean,
oh, yeah.
They haven't moved yet. But
yeah, no. Dart, you could get the day pass for like $5. And the thing is that the hack is, and I support Dart and I want them to continue to do well, so I would never say to do this, right? Pay the money every time, pay the tickets. But the hack is buy the day pass. The day pass lasts like 30 days, I think. Once you activate it, obviously it lasts 24 hours, but you can buy it and not activate it. So the hack is buy it on your phone, get on the Dart train, because you don't have to scan shit. They just walk around maybe asking for it. And in which case you can then activate it.
Which of course we don't advocate.
Right.
For.
No, I'm actually saying that as a public service to Dart. Hey guys, let's letting you know this is something that people do. I don't want to rat anyone out. Right. But
this is our segment called Shaming Others.
Yes, it is. And let me tell you guys this. Driving to the Dart Station 25 minutes is 100% worth it, because driving really anywhere downtown is just an utter nightmare around that time of the day.
Yeah, anyone who's bringing up traffic on 635, which is brutal, does suck, is kind of like, well, I mean, does anyone really love driving right down there?
Yeah, that's how I feel about the traffic conversation. It's like, yeah, traffic sucks literally everywhere in this city. Quite literally everywhere. Every city should have proper public transport. Else, what's the point of being a city? Well, the thing is you have it'd be better if someone just swooped in and is like, hey, suburb cities of Dallas, we don't give a fuck if you want this or not. We're putting it in there. The problem is every city gets a vote. Arlington, somebody mentioned this. Arlington is the biggest city in the United States without any public transit whatsoever. They're so anti it. Again, it speaks to it being the biggest piece of shit place in the country, which is saying a lot. But yeah, anyways, you have that, and then now you have like these fucking like the narrative surrounding public transit is so bad, and I don't know why. I don't know why people like. I have no clue why this just became something that people are so scared of. Because you see the reports and stories that somebody got shot at a Dart station. You read a little bit more and it's like, okay, it was two people having a fight like near a Dart station. It was like a crazed maniac walking to the Dart station was just shooting people for getting on the Dart. Right? So like these stories go super viral, and then people are so scared of public transit. And then it becomes like a rallying cry for these local politicians. We're going to get Dart out of our city and we're going to replace it with a ride sharing service. Look into that. That's what's next. For all of these places that want to remove public transit from their suburb cities, want Dart out, they want to replace it with an Uber-like ride-sharing service. Can we just, is it? I don't know what it is. We're that beholden to cars. That was so funny to me about the fucking Vegas smart tunnel. Like, yeah, you get in the car underneath the tunnel. It's like, why wouldn't you just put a train car here? Would that not be even cheaper? Just a little train car. How is having 100 little Teslas driving underneath the city? What even is that?
Have you ever done that?
No, I haven't.
It's it's cool for like 30 seconds. Then you're like, okay.
Oh, I should have done that when I was there last year. Casual sheep gardener with the 2. Arlington is the reason Dart doesn't connect to DFW. Yes, it is. Arlington genuinely sucks, guys. There's a lot of reasons that go beyond it being just a parking lot, basically, with Six Flags, which also sucks. Six Flags is fine.
Whoa.
Six Flags is fine.
Yeah, okay. Let's chill out a little bit.
Six Flags is fine. AT&T Stadium, which has sort of gotten to the point now where it's like, yeah, it's there. You go into a game there, and you don't get like the football field feel. It feels like you're at like a corporate dude, the Universal. Have you driven past the Universal Studios thing in Frisco?
I have not.
Okay, and I know I'm really poo-pooing on the city of Dallas right now. I can't believe how bad it looks. What were they thinking with the hotel building? It looks so bizarre when you're driving past it. Because it's like the paint, they colored it in different color. It looks terrible.
Can you see a minion from it?
No, I look up what it looks like, the hotel painting. I have no clue. No clue why they went that route with it.
Well,
no sense.
It's a kids park.
It is
FYI.
it is a kids park. I know it's a kids resort. And it's smaller. The idea behind it is like, this is like, take your kid here. It's like their first, amusement park. So I get all of that. Like the rides themselves look fine. It looks like it probably will do its job. I'm just saying, from like a distance, it looks insane with that hotel building.
We are absolutely going to take you to the kids' Universal Park.
Oh, that would be good.
Slightly Walks Universal.
That would be good. I'm sure they would love all the things I had to say about that. I'm sure they would love it. No, anyway, sorry to shit on Dallas this much. Here you go. Victor Wembanyama is supposed to be the cover athlete for 2K27. Speak of the devil.
Who would have thought?
Speak of the devil. All right, I think that's all we got today. I had a couple other things, but realistically, I don't really care about. Dylan Brooks got his flight license. That's awesome. Good for him. We love that.
Was that real?
The picture seemed real to me. Probably is some type of underdog promotion. Underdog promotion. Dylan Brooks flies a plane. Actually, I'm gonna keep the rest of the joke to myself. Yeah, that's all I got today. All right. Well, we did a lot of ranting and rambling today, so that's good. We'll be back. Make sure you guys tune in to House of Haymaker tomorrow. Mark Cuban will be on the show. It's going to be fantastic. I'm posting off-season previews for all these teams on the channel. Make sure you guys hype those up, like them, whatever, whenever they come out. Be live tomorrow night for Knicks Spurs Game 1, and then we'll be back here on Thursday to talk about it. Love you guys. Don't go to Arlington. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Who's it gonna be? One more! Oh my God! My brain's gonna explode. My brain's gonna explode. There's something sinister afoot, absolutely.
Security at the Haymaker Network is provided by Smith Thompson. Secure your home now at smiththompson.com.
Iron Ball!